Hey you guys, this week's video is a little different. I headed up to my childhood cottage with my brother and uncle to help install Shiplap as one of the finishing touches on a beautiful new addition. It was a mix of hard work, nostalgic memories, and family teamwork, all set against the peaceful backdrop of the lake.
Lucky.
Right?
Actually, I didn't mind my weekend. I spent the weekend just soaking up a slower pace. I went to a local market with our daughter. I read a whole book. Yes, the entire thing. And I finished the weekend off by going to my brother's and his better halves for a little birthday celebration and a swim because it was hot here.
Oh man,
Yes.
No kidding.
So I am going to let Mark 100% talk about this video. This is all him while I just sit back and edit.
It's definitely not our usual DIY from home, but it's still packed with real life moments, hands-on projects, and a little inspiration to take things slow when you can.
Yepper.
So let's talk about prep work for this project. There was a lot of it. A lot of planning went into this. First thing we had to decide on was how to get the shiplap up there. It's a waterlocked cottage, which means it's boat access only. So we've got to carry all that stuff across in the boat and then carry it up to the cottage. My uncle brought his truck. We loaded it all into his truck along with insulation, vapor barrier, brought everything up there, 100 pieces of shiplap in total, couple of boat rides across the lake, and everything was good to go. My uncle hired some contractors to build the extension onto the cottage. Afterwards, had it insulated. And as you can see here, we don't have any of the cross pieces in the 2x4s, and we need those if we're going to put shiplap up. We've got to have at least 3 points of contact to attach them to the wall. So we're putting in these cross pieces, so we've got that third middle piece of contact. So the vapor barrier was already up on the walls, so it was just a matter of cutting a slit into where we were going to put the cross piece, installing the cross piece, and then sealing it back up with tuck tape afterwards. And for those of you unclear on what a vapor barrier is or used for, stay tuned. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, we had a well-oiled machine going too, I tell you. I was measuring, my brother was relaying the information, my uncle was cutting, my brother was bringing back the finished pieces, I was installing. It was really working out well right from the get-go. Exactly. All right, you guys, now that everything's been prepped, we've got those center pieces in on the wall for the studs. We've got it sealed back up again and tuck taped. It's all ready to go. It's shiplap time.
Keep working. Do you want a stool?
Yeah, you know what? I think so.
I'll bring the stool in.
Keep me from passing
Yeah,
out.
I'll bring the stool in. And you think that
And let me tell you, the Yoho family well-oiled machinery just kept on rolling. I was in charge of installing the shiplap and measuring. My brother and uncle were cutting all the pieces and then getting them back to me for installations. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So cut up from here up to the thick line and then down. You're good. Works like a penny, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry. The alternative, I think, would be extremely painful. All right. So this will be. Oh, it looks like it might need a trim. Will it? Oh, is it gonna fit?
The board's gonna fit.
You think so?
Just.
So I mark off the same outside line to match the other one. And now, the good part of this, all I have to do is measure the inside of the shiplap piece to where I want to cut the board to, and that works out to 1 7/8 top and bottom. Flip this over. Let's mark up this piece here, right to there. What did I say?
1 7/8.
Thank you. And now from here, one more, just so we can see it on this side. So we know we want to come from the inside of the shiplap on the wall, so that's going to be right on this edge here. So there we go, guys. We finally reached the first window, so we get to cut a bunch of small pieces, top and bottom. They're all the same, so that was the good part. All we had to do is make sure we left enough room to build eventually the framing around the window, the ledge, and the wood trim that goes around it, and then eventually we'll be boxing it in with window trim. Want to try? Sure. Now all you do is just line it up with this. All right. And then just make sure that you're feeling this as well, that it's still visually. It's not even 12. Look at how much we've done.
Yeah.
Man, that's great.
Want me to keep going?
If you like, sure. So let me go over one more time about how I cut these holes. With Shiplap, it was actually super easy. The Shiplap boards tuck in right against each other. So with that in mind, you can measure right up against the edge of the board. So all you have to do is line up the board where the outlet or switch box is going to sit, measure how far it is away from the edge of the board, make your mark, and then extend that out. It sounds difficult, but when you actually get those first marks on the board, the box really comes together. And if you have a spare box kicking around, once you've got 2 of those marks laid out, you can use the spare box as a template. Pretty good to me. Bada boom, bada bing. Should be right. All right, we can keep going and put another few boards up here. Got that stuck in my head now. No, get off, baby, get off. This is probably the last iteration of my outfit change for the day. Guys, it was so hot. Like, I can't even tell you how hot it was up there because all I could think about was jumping in the lake at the end of the day. It was brutal. So I changed shirts like 3 times, pants 3 times. The socks, they couldn't be in the party anymore. It was too much. No wonder it was so hot during the day because, oh my Lanta, the storm that came that night was the biggest storm I have really probably ever seen. It was brutal. The lake rose by over 2 feet from the amount of water that came down and was draining from the other tributaries. Man, they declared a state of emergency. The power was out. There was a lot going on. So after the bedlam of the storm of the century the night before, we bring you to day 3.
Found out what it's like on a railroad when you don't know when the bandits come and they got the knife pointed at you. You've got to hurry and you've got to make sure that nonsensical ramblings from a bandit. That was much less satisfying than I was originally hoping for.
Good day and welcome to day 3. And so begins the ceiling work with rock wool. So one thing that we forgot were masks. And my uncle had 1 mask up there, so donated to my brother. And I had enough bandanas to sink a ship. And since there were no ships left to sink, I got to wear one on my head and one on my face. All right, you guys, let's talk about vapor barrier now that this stuff is going up. You can see it in full form here. So for walls, vapor barriers are installed on the warm side, so that's the interior, and it prevents moisture from the interior of the building from really getting into the wall cavity itself and causing wood rot. So for ceilings, very similarly, vapor barriers help prevent moisture from the interior getting into the attic or roof space, again, where it could cause problems like damage to the roofing materials or rotting out the wood again. So vapor barrier requirements, they vary based on the climate. So cold climates, vapor barriers are more critical because there's a greater temperature difference between the outdoors and the indoors. So that's why you want to keep that moisture on the inside of the house. Oh man, if I had a nickel for every time our parents said to us, "You're trying to heat the outside, you're trying to cool off the outside." Oh my gosh. All right, it's ceiling time, you guys. We got the insulation up, the vapor barriers up. It's time to mount the shiplap. And holy crow, I can't believe we're here already. It's still day 3, and it looks like we're going to finish today.
What you doing, Mark?
Oh, just giving my arms a good little lake rinse. Feels good, man. Woo. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Thanks for stopping by to the cottage.
There you have it, you guys, the finished product. In all its glory, it has expanded the space so much. We can't get over how much more livable it is in there now and how many more people we can get in there.
I can't wait to get up there and see it.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a huge difference.
Yeah.
So nice. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Whether you're here for the projects, the stories, or just to hang out with us. You know, if you like this one, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll see you in our next video. We have some fun things coming up for the summer. And
Man,
yeah.
do we ever.
Yeah, we're pretty excited for you guys to join along with us.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.